Do you know right now, in this exact moment, your brain is running a program that's either setting you up for success or failure? If I told you the difference between where you are now and where you could be in your career comes down to one thing. It's your ability, it's one skill. It's your ability to catch your thought in action. Welcome back to Abed Podcast. Today, again, we have another heavy topic. We will dive deep into it, and what I believe is the most powerful technique in an Abed Podcast toolkit. This is what I call it: catch your thoughts in action, or thought mapping. On our last episode, we have talked about the science behind negative thought cycles and how they create actual neural pathways in your brain that can sabotage or screw your career advancement or the life goal that you have set up. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify those thoughts in the real time, map them out, and begin the process of breaking these cycles for good. This is not just a theory. This is a practical step-by-step method that helps me and helped a lot of people that I shared with them to transform their career by transforming their thinking patterns. And here what makes it so powerful. Once you master this technique, you will never see your thoughts the same way again. You will develop what I call it mental radar that can detect negative pattern before derailing your performance, your confidence, or even your career trajectory. Why traditional thoughts awareness does not work anymore? It's a big question. Before I show you the thought mapping techniques, let's talk about why traditional approach to a thought awareness often fail. Most people try to become more positive by doing one of two things. One of them, trying to stop negative thoughts through pure willpower. In their mind, they will say, I just need to stop thinking that way. But research from Stanford University shows that thought suppression actually increases the frequency and the intensity of the thoughts that you are trying to avoid. The second way of people trying to do that is that they try to generate positive affirmation without addressing and understanding the thought pattern. I'm successful, I'm confident. However, but the study also from the University of Waterloo found that when people with a negative self-belief repeat positive affirmation, they actually feel worse because the gap between the affirmation and their belief system creates that negative energy. The problem with both approaches is that they don't address the root of negative thinking. We as a project management professionals, we always look for the root cause analysis because I don't want to cure the symptoms. I want to cure the cause of the problem. So you have to dig deep. It's gonna take time from you. It's gonna sound brutal. It's gonna be unfriendly feeling that you will while doing this exercise, but you need to dig deep to the root cause of this so you can reach the ultimate cause of the negative thinking, the unconscious thought patterns that operates below your awareness. Think about it like this. Imagine trying to redirect a river without knowing where is the river actually is or which direction it is flowing. That is what most people do with their thoughts. They're trying to change their thinking without first mapping the actual thought pattern. This is why thought pattern is so revolutionary. It makes invisible visible. It brings your unconscious thought patterns into a conscious awareness where you can actually work with them. I discovered it the hard way. Many years of experiences. I sometimes struggled into one of these three types of negative thoughts. I tried positive affirmation. I've tried many things. I tried to force myself just to say, Let's do it. We can do it. We can do it. It worked sometimes. It didn't work many times. Again, this is the accumulation of the sense of failure. It will hunt you down and will make those negative thought patterns more stronger, actually. It was not until I learned to map my thoughts, to catch those thoughts patterns in the real time and see the pattern that I was able to make able to make a long-lasting change. And that is what I want to show you today. I don't want to say to teach you, but I want to show you today how to do it. We have 4 steps thought mapping method. It has 4 simple steps that you can practice it anywhere, anytime. And I will walk you through it right now. Step number 1, trigger identification. The first step is to identify your triggers. Everyone is different. Your fingers are not the same. The specific situation or interaction or environment that constantly active negative thought patterns. The common career triggers, that since we are talking about career, includes important meetings or presentation, performance reviews, sometimes interaction with the specific colleagues, whether they are in the higher level of the management or lower, taking in new responsibilities, and salary or promotion discussion. Your assignment is you write down 3 to 5 specific work situations that reliably trigger negative thoughts for you. Be as specific as possible, not just meetings, but weekly strategy meetings with executive team. You have to put it right this way. Step number 2, thought capture. The second step is to capture the actual thought that arises during those trigger situation. This is required development, what I call it thought awareness, the ability to observe your thought without immediately reacting to them. A simple step how to do that. Once you have noticed emotion discomfort in a trigger situation, just pause, take a few seconds. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Write it down exactly, word to word, which is just very important, word to word. We will come to that later on. You have your smartphone, just record it maybe, or in the notebook that you are carrying with. Do not censor or analyze, just capture it for now. Your assignment for each trigger situation that you identify, write down the specific thought that typically arises. Be brutally honest with yourself. No one else needs to see that except you. Step number 3, pattern recognition. The third step is to identify which of the 4 negative thought cycles you are experiencing. 1, imposter cycle, rejection cycle, comparison cycle, and perfectionist cycle. A lot of people, they have unfortunately stuck on that perfectionist cycle, and it just became an obstacle for them. Ask yourself, which cycle does this thought belongs to? What is the core belief driving this thought? How long have I been thinking this way? Where might this pattern have been originated from? Your assessment for each thought that you capture, identify which cycle it belongs to and what core belief might be driven. Step number 4, impact assessment. The final step is to assess the impact those thought patterns have on your behavior, performance, and career trajectory. Ask yourself these questions. How does this thought pattern affect my behavior? What opportunities might I have been missing because of it? How it impacts my energy and well-being? What would be possible if this pattern were transformed? Your assignment here is for each pattern that you have identified, write down the specific ways it impacts your career advancement or even professional fulfillment. When you complete those 4 steps, you have created a thought map, a clear visualization, a visual representation of your internal programming. And here, what's powerful about this? Once you can see the pattern, it immediately begins to lose some of its power over you. Now, let's put into a practice with a real life demonstration. I want to show you exactly how this works in a common workplace scenario. Imagine the following scenario. Hypothetically, imagine that you have been just asked to lead a high visibility project. Good, it's a great opportunity. But outside your comfort zone. Let's map the thought that might arise. Step 1. Recognize the identification. The trigger is being assigned to lead a project with a high visibility, high stakes. Step 2. Thought capture. Think it loud. I have never led something that this important before. What if I mess it up? Others on the team have more experience than me. My boss probably only chooses me because everyone else is too busy. If this does not go well or perfect, everyone else will see me as a loser or even not qualified for my position. Step number 3, pattern recognition. And let's start now analyzing the thought. Those thoughts contain elements of both imposter cycle, I'm not really qualified, and the perfectionism cycle. If this does not go perfectly, so and so will happen. So the core belief might be, I'm not ready for leadership, or I need to be perfect to be worthy. Step number 4, the impact assessment. Describing now the impact. If I follow those thought patterns, I might over-prepared or burned out, micromanagement my team out of fear, avoid making a bold decision, missing the opportunity to develop leadership skills, or reinforce the belief that I'm not a leadership material. Now, let me show you how powerful this technique is. Once you have mapped the thought pattern, you have created a separation between you and the thoughts. You are now no longer caught in the cycle. You are observing it. That's the difference. This separation is what psychologists call it metacognition. Thinking about thinking about your thinking. And it is the foundation of all lasting mental changes. When I first started mapping my thoughts before even facing a big meeting or a presentation, I was shocked to discover how automatically my thoughts, my negative thoughts has become. I wasn't choosing them. They were just running an autopilot. But within weeks of consistent thought mapping, I started to catch these patterns earlier and earlier until eventually I could recognize them just a moment before they get activation. There was two things I'm proud of I have created in the past 20 years. One of them, what I call it, the green day. The green day is where you sit down with your thoughts, you analyze your thoughts. It's exactly thought mapping what I have done. You clear your mind from any emotion, any previous thought, and just listen to your thoughts, analyze your thoughts. Mind is not mind mapping, actually is more a thought mapping, and this is exactly what I'm sharing with you. The second thing, which I'm proud of, is the accountability weekly meeting. This is another topic for another episode, but just remind me about it. And now, that's what will happen for you too. With the practice, you will develop an early warning system that alerts you that the moment the negative thought cycle begins, you will immediately catch it. It's like developing a superpower, the ability to see what was previously invisible. And this is what is important. Let's talk about how to implement thought mapping in your daily life. I recommend 3-phase approach. Phase number 1, dedicate mapping session, at least for 1 week. The first week, sit down for 10 minutes every day. Dedicated thought mapping. You can use my green day method. You don't need to have the full day. You call it a green hour, call it a green 30 minutes, but dedicate this for 7 days, because this is a consistent practice. It will teach you a new habit. In the first week, you have to review your day and identify the following. What trigger situation did you encounter? What thought arose during those situations? Which pattern do this thought belongs to? And how did those patterns impacted your performance? I have created a worksheet for you to document these patterns. The goal is in this phase is awareness. If you are building your thought mapping muscle, and this is why 7 days is required. Phase number 2, real-time mapping. In the second or third week of this practice, Practice mapping your thoughts in real time during trigger situation. When you notice emotion discomfort, always pause. Take a few seconds. Quickly identify the thought and the pattern. Note it mentally or just write it down. Continue with your activity. This phase is about developing the ability to observe your thought while you are in challenging situation. It's like learning to be both an actor and director of your mental movie simultaneously. Phase number 3, preventative mapping. By 4th week, you will be ready for preventative mapping. Before entering a trigger situation, take a moment and pause. Predict which thought patterns might arise. Prepare your awareness to catch them early. Enter the situation with a heightened metacognition. This advanced phase is about getting ahead of your thought patterns rather than just reacting to them. It's where the real transformation happens. Remember, the goal is not never have a negative thought again, not at all. That is not realistic and not even desirable. The goal is to develop the ability to see your thoughts clearly so they are no longer controlling your behavior unconsciously. I like this say from Tony Robbins, quote, "You cannot change what you are not aware of." Thought mapping, end of the quote. Thought mapping gives you that awareness, and with that awareness comes choice, and with choice comes power. So here's your assignment for this week. Download the thought mapping worksheet I have created. The link is in the description below. Complete at least one full mapping exercise each day this week. In the comments below, share one insight you have gained from mapping your thoughts. What pattern were you most surprised to discover? And in our next episode, we are building the foundation of a learn-specific technique for the interrupting those thought patterns. Once you have mapped them, that is where we will really start to review your neural pathways of a career success, life goals, achievement, and so on. At the end of this episode, if you found a value from this episode, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell so you don't miss out any part of this coming episode talking about this topic actually. And remember, your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts create your reality, but only if you let them turn onto an autopilot. Take back the control with the thought mapping. Watch how quickly your thought process is trying to transform. Until I see you in the next episode, guys, keep pushing, keep going forward, and keep winning. Bye-bye, bye-bye for now.